What happened? That's right, the Atlanta Falcons beat the Buffalo Bills on a Monday night in prime time. It doesn't get much better than that. What an electric, what a magnificent, what a spectacular game. We absolutely dominated. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Atlanta Sports Special. Today, we will be recapping the glorious game that was on Monday night, and we will be talking a little bit about the Braves and Hawks preseason. Thank you guys so much for listening, and let's get it!
Yeah! ATL on the rise, you know how we do. Beach tree dreams, dirty birds flying through. From the gridiron to the diamond, courts to the pitch. We reppin' ATL sports, every team, every niche. ATL, where the flames ignite. From Truist Park to the bins at night. Dreams take flight, Hawks soar high. United we stand, reaching for the sky.
Let's go, baby. They were disrespecting us. They marked us for dead. They didn't believe that we had what it takes to come out after a bye week and come and smash the Bills at home. And look what we did, baby. Look what we did. Bijan Robinson, a god amongst men. Drake London, a king among peasants. Frickin' get me started with Michael frickin' Penix, first of his name.
I think he's actually the second of his name, though.
Is junior.
Yeah, but, dude, all the hype was totally necessary. All the hype is definitely deserved, dude. I mean, what an absolute awesome Monday night. And it wouldn't be a Monday night primetime Falcons game without a little bit of a heart attack there in the beginning of the fourth quarter. But overall, I'm so happy, Kramer. Talk to me, dude.
Kenny, let me break the game into two halves. First half, amazing. Dominant, incomprehensible on defense. I would not believe after a bye week we would be able to even fathom doing something so amazing on defense to just come out there and read Josh Allen like a book. James Cook, who? Where was he? I didn't see him out there. Where was he?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, that's the first half. Second half, it was, I don't want to win this game, you win this game. No, I don't want to win this game, you win this game. It was trying to see who wanted to lose the most because there was nothing going on.
The second half of that game, it was a little bit of the classic case of Zach Robinson fell asleep, but Jeff Ulbrich was like, hey, hold my beer. I'll show you how to do this. And, man, lights out from the defense. And then they gave up 2 touchdowns on scripted drives, one to start the first half, one to start the second half. So basically all I'm hearing is that the Bills are script merchants, and all they can do is run, first drive scripted plays against a Falcons defense that is so good, and so many guys are good on it. Diablo and Ellis, it's like every other week, one of them gets the blitz packages, and it was Ellis this week, and he was all up in Josh Allen's lap.
Ellis did something that maybe some people went unnoticed because it wasn't part of a big play or anything, but it made me so happy because that's a dog out there, and it was Josh Allen running, and him he could have gotten flagged for it, but Josh Allen was clearly running out of bounds, but Ellis didn't give up and made that fumble out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. I got lost in the sauce there for a second, but whoo! Woo!
The boys are hyped up. I'm telling you, the only reason I'm not literally screaming right now is because I have a kid asleep 2 walls behind me. We are recording this at 10:53 after the game. I mean, the adrenaline hasn't worn off.
I don't know.
My entire family told me to shut up, and I was like, I refuse. I refuse to be silenced for this one, boys. It's electric. Tonight was a lot of fun.
Your kid's first words tonight was, shut up, Dad.
Yeah, it was. He let me have it, dude. No, but he was honestly dying to come. I could hear him crawling at the door, just wanting to come watch this game with his dad. Tonight was a culmination of a lot of things we've talked about. We'll get into it all here in a minute. We can talk a little bit about the offense, which there's really only one half and about 7 minutes in the second half that really matter. Actually, I take that back because there's 2 good drives in the second half that should have gotten points. We obviously got the field goal. Parker Romo.
Might as well be Tony Romo. I mean,
man, that kick. I can only laugh about this because we won the game. It got blocked. Dude, that thing would have been in section 323. I mean, it was so far left. It was absolutely abysmal. It was a horrible. Right then, so many Falcons fans are doing the same thing I was doing, which is like, please don't do this to me. Like, I'm begging you. We're different this year. Don't do this to me.
I'm at the point where, it's week 6, and if we're kicking a field goal, I leave the room. I can't deal with it anymore. It's
I do have the receipts of Kramer texting me being like, dude, I had to leave the room. And I'm like, we made it, baby. We made it.
I'm just not confident in anything anymore when it comes to our field goal kicks.
There's a lot of stuff. I mean, our special teams still kind of gives me nightmares. Coverage has gotten a lot better on kicks, which is great. But it seems like we still have a hard time with penalties on punts, obviously, as we had on punt returns. I feel like that's kind of across the league, but overall tonight,
Pinion was in his bag on those punts today.
Yeah.
Every single one was an absolute laser down the field. I mean, height and that apex was phenomenal. That's what we're talking about out here. I mean, it's weird for somebody to maybe brag about a punter, but I mean,
No,
compared to his last couple games he's had, like, it's nice to see that he's got whatever yips he had in his brain sorted out.
That's right. And before we get into the punters and all the other people who did a great job tonight, let's focus real quick and let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. Bijan Robinson could very well be the best player in the NFL, and he wears a Falcons jersey.
After tonight's game, I just don't think it's really up for debate. I can't even, look at the stats. If you want to sit here, it's two guys that are clearly biased Falcons fans, but if you don't believe us, go look at the stats. I guarantee you he has more rushing yards than your favorite running back. I guarantee you he has more receiving yards than your favorite wide receiver. He is very much, if running backs were allowed to win the MVP again, we could have that conversation.
I'm telling you right now, if the Falcons keep up this pace, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but if the Falcons keep up this pace and we really gut-checked ourselves like I think we did after that Carolina loss, if the performance keeps up this way and Bijan doesn't, run out of his hips and knees because we use him so much, there's no way he's not going to be in that conversation. This is mind-blowing to me. It should already be mind-blowing that the guy had 238 total scrimmage yards tonight. But
19 carries, 170 rushing yards.
That's what I was just about to get to. It's
6 receptions with 68 yards.
It's a hard pause for me because it's like, what do you do?
Remember what we said at the beginning of the season? We said it's crazy that the Falcons have a running back that we haven't seen in forever be a top 3 fantasy pick, and we said, let me tell you what, he's not 2, he's not 3, and guess what? He is right now the number 1 person you want on your fantasy team. I guarantee it.
He's the number 1 person you want on your football team. Forget points and production. Like, what I was really impressed with tonight, too, especially, and it can't be said enough, the offensive line and Casey Washington, like, hats off to the guy. And
yeah.
Kyle Pitts as well. Blocking downfield for Bijan helped turn what would probably be a 6-7 great yard run into 14, 15 yard, and even on one play, 81 yard touchdown.
That, I was running around the room. It was electric.
I almost ran 81 yards down the street.
I will say, like, our big 3 stepped up to the plate today, and it was more difficult than ever. Sure, there were some guys on defense, pretty important people on defense with the Bills that were out, like Milano, for example. However, we also had Darnell Mooney and Ray McLeod out. So
yeah, exactly.
Kudos to Washington for stepping up, because that was, he's not one of the best receivers we have, but he stepped up and did his job. But those big 3 knew they had to come out and make plays today, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, in the first half, really, other than 1 catch or 2 catches maybe that I saw Pitts make, it was the Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier show.
Listen, I know Drake London got a lot of receptions, 10 to be exact, out of 16 targets. I guess I just should have put together. Do you know how many yards this man had?
It had to be over 80.
He had 158 yards.
You know what? I'm actually playing right now, Kramer, because I saw at halftime that he had 149.
Yeah, so speaking on that is that second that second half for that third quarter, I started to believe, like I convinced myself, I was looking up trying to go full conspiracy mode on the internet. I thought he got injured or something because
Yeah,
I
we
just
should see him.
I didn't see him get
Totally
targeted
AWOL.
almost.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
And I was trying to look too. Like, I know they were bracketing guys on the outside, but like he was coming in motion, playing in the slot. I was like, are we just quitting now? The Bills did make some really good adjustments in pass defense. They were really hiding and switching that man-to-man and zone look. I mean, it almost cost us 2 interceptions. Let's be honest. Michael Penix threw some absolute danger balls across the middle. That was like, and one of them was when we're on the 15-yard line. And we need to be running clock. And I'm like, okay, Zach, like, don't get too cute here. Our offensive line is mashing kids. Let's just stick to what we do well here. But, yeah, man, I'm okay with Drake London going a little bit AWOL in the second half if we're moving the ball effectively.
I mean, they had to been like double covering him, like for me not to even.
Again, we're coming
notice.
straight out of the game here, so me and Kramer haven't had a chance to go watch tape or look at any of the actual stats of the game. But when I go back,
just
I
pure
guarantee we'll see more
adrenaline
of
right
that.
now, pure adrenaline.
This is a feeling I'm not used to.
For all those haters on the internet and saying, "Ooh, Drake London could never be my wide receiver one. He doesn't got that dog in him." The Bills coming into this game had the second best passing defense in the entire NFL. So, to you guys, I say, never mind, I'm not going to say it. I'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll
It's
say
a
that
Monday.
for Twitter. No, seriously. Not only was this defense looking, they got banged up in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They were banged up, but like, how good of an excuse is that when we have our wide receiver 2 and 3 injured also, and we also have guys in our secondary. Billy Bowman right before the game scratched. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's out. I mean, also really curious about this Ray situation because he just didn't play. He's on the sideline looking totally healthy.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see if there's like some trade talk or something going on with him right now because that was weird. That in a game where seemingly we needed a guy to be wide receiver 2, we didn't have one. Casey Washington dropped 2 balls that hit him straight in the hands. I get one was a absolute suicide ball. Michael Penix threw him across the middle, but it still hit him. I mean, straight in the like you can't drop that. I don't think Ray or Darnell drop. Well, Darnell might. We haven't seen much of him being successful catching balls. I don't want to get too negative though. This is a huge positive game, and
Huge.
yeah. And I had buddies texting me and leaving voicemails. Unfortunately, my phone is now busted, so I can't play the voicemails. Probably because I was throwing it against the couch every time Zach Robinson fell asleep in the second half and had some questionable play calling.
My gosh, man. Are you serious?
If the phone works, the voicemails, like I can't get it to go on speakerphone. So don't ever question my passion, even if I'm quiet in here after the game. But I had guys text me like, this feels like 2016. We're going to play. It's like, guys, that team and that identity is very different. Like that was one game too. Like it sucks. The identity of this team seems to be like smash mouth football. Like we're going to compete every chance we get.
Our defense is starting to remind me of that 2016 season. Let me tell you what. I mean, I can't get over. I mean, last year's MVP, Josh Allen, looked like he was seeing ghosts, and I've never
horrified.
I don't remember the last time if I have ever seen him so discombobulated out there from a pass rush defense. I mean, that one sack where we brought them back and it was to like third or second and 27. I felt like a kid in a candy store.
You don't see him getting jumped on like that. I mean, usually what you do is you see him make one guy miss, and he's gone for 15 yards and he's lowering a shoulder, getting up and flexing. Dude, there was no getting up and flexing out of him tonight.
I will say
he looked rattled on the sideline. He looked pissed off. I loved it. I loved it.
But the big thing I said last week, it's the way we win this game. There's 2 options. We stop Josh Allen, which we did, but we stopped James Cook, which they tried to not in the third quarter, but sure enough, we stopped them. And to our credit, that's how we won that game, man.
100%, man.
How we won that game.
Credit to Jeff Ulbrich And I mean, look, we came into this game. You have to respect Josh Allen. So
Defensive coordinator of the year right there. No doubt.
I mean, I'll be totally
no
honest
doubt.
with you. The numbers show it. Like right now, he is actually the biggest addition to this team. Almost more so than the players who are making the plays, which I don't want to take away from that. But like he is blitzing the lights out and running stunts that are working and getting home. Or if not, they are making guys who are quote unquote top 3 quarterbacks in the league look like Kyle Allen. You know what I'm saying? Like this is so much fun to watch if you're a Falcons fan, because it's what we've been missing for so many years.
We were up 21-7, and I got, everyone in my life that knows me knows I'm a huge Falcons fan. And I had so many texts like, I can't believe this is happening and all this. And I just had to respond to everyone by halftime like, hey, I'm having a good time watching this game. Don't get my hopes up. Because we've seen it. We've seen plenty of collapses throughout the years, and it would be just us to be up by 2 scores and completely collapse to
Not
Josh
anymore,
Allen, which Josh Allen is a player and he has a team behind him that can easily do that. So, but they did it.
They didn't. They didn't, dude. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. And
Yo.
you know why? It's because I got to say I was really nervous about AJ Terrell coming back. I even fought with somebody on Twitter about this. They're like, "Whoa, he's been out for 3 games, or 2 games in a bye week. Like he
Looked good."
Like, you got to understand, when someone messes with a hamstring, there is over a 30% chance that gets re-injured in the game following their return across the league. Those are the stats about hamstring injuries. And AJ Terrell is a guy we're going to need in the long term this season to make a playoff run.
Absolutely.
And so to me, it was like, whew, especially with a banged up wide receiver core, I'm like, if he's really 100%, then I'm cool with it. But I was a little worried. Dude, he held Keon Coleman to like under 18 yards. And even the announcers at the end of the game were like, McDermott and them got to get somebody else. Like, they got to move Coleman around because AJ Terrell's a nightmare for him right now. And he was, dude. That guy's a demon in the defensive backfield. I would be horrified if I'm getting put on an island with AJ right now. He seems so dialed in.
Shout out to all of our veterans out there that on the team that really did good. I mean, we had Hodges out there. We had D. Alford, dude. Man, I mean, to see him. Dude. Yeah, what? I mean, everything that they were doing. Ellis, I mean, Diablo is not a veteran to the Falcons, but a veteran in the league nonetheless. You love you some Divine Diablo.
There's guys that play at a different speed 100% of the time, right? Like, you never see quit in them. And it's like, I don't know what this dude's like pregame meal is, if it's not just like the heart and soul of the fan base that we're playing, because he plays with like this high octane speed and aggression that is really special at the linebacker position. And you see it on the field flashing all the time. If he's not the person getting home on a tackle or a sack, dude, he is mashing somebody. And I've been high on him since we picked him up in the offseason. I've loved seeing the production out of him and the way that him and Ellis click, dude. I mean, these guys got to have like bunk beds at their house that they live together at. Like, they're that in sync, which makes me stoked. So stoked.
4 sacks on the game and 2 interceptions.
What did we have, 8 sacks last year? Something like that. 12,
something like
maybe?
that. I mean, I think we had 2 going into week 6.
Brother, we are stacking it up. And it seems like every play, and this is what happens too. And I'm like, credit Terry Fontenot, real credit Jeff Ulbrich, how you play these guys. When you have lockdown defensive backs and a guy like Xavier Watts and Jesse Bates who play their roles so well, if you don't have 3 seconds to throw the ball and you're going to try to force it, they're going to intercept it. So that makes quarterbacks think that extra half a second. Well, now you have 4 guys who can get after the quarterback and a blitzing linebacker or somebody off the edge. D got home on one, I'm pretty sure. It's like, man, I'd be pissing down my leg if I were an opposing team coming to Atlanta. I will say, Atlanta fans, a little disappointing. A lot of Bills noise.
They travel. Those guys travel.
They travel, and Atlanta notoriously for whatever reason. I'm telling you, it's because our stadium's so sick. Out of townies want to come look at it, as well as like there's so many bars and restaurants. People want to go do other things. We need people to go sit in their seats.
Yeah. Well, hey, we need to stop scalpers first. Let me tell you what.
Yeah,
Tickets get outrageous.
Yeah, we've talked about before. Like, it's great that French fries cost $3, but if the ticket is $3.50, you're going to limit some people who would love to come and absolutely get rowdy for the Falcons.
Yeah. I got a buddy who is a season ticket holder, and his game alone, he was gonna where he wasn't like, his section's not anything crazy or anything like that, but the resale value for both of his tickets was $800, $400 each.
That's what it takes. But again, we're focusing on positives tonight. We're being positive boys, man.
We're positive, man.
Let's
go.
Let's
freaking go.
Man,
they're let me tell you, to anyone on the internet that might be thinking like, well, they got bailed out with penalties and they got bailed out, these BS pass interferences. Let me tell you what. We won by 10 points. Really should have been 17. Let me tell you about my boy Drake London. That
play, it felt so right. It was going too good. It was like we kind of need to get brought back, because what's the number that we're trying to reach, Kramer, every game offensively? 24. And that would have been just 0-2 right to go to 28 and just feel locked up. So it kind of kept me awake and really stressed for a certain amount of time in the second half. But what an effort by Drake, and he made the right move, dude. Like, that is, you go for it. If you just fully extend and don't try to, like, break your fall with your leg, you score a touchdown there, and we're absolutely mauling them going into half.
It's fine because we won, but if that was, like, one of the plays that made the biggest difference, that and that blocked kick, that blocked field goal, then I would definitely have some more choice words. However, like I was saying, we almost won this game 17-14. It's,
yeah.
Where was this? The first 4 weeks, man? Come on.
I don't want to hear anything about referees or penalties at all. And if you're doing that in the NFL, like, there are times when it's like pretty egregious, and that happens. Go talk to the Aints fans, those losers, about penalty calls, man, or no calls. They're super sorry and sappy about it still. Go talk to them. We're not going to do that here. Your offense got its ass whooped. Your defense got dog walked by our offensive line and our two running backs. If you want to look anywhere, go look at that defensive identity you guys got, because you guys just traveled to Atlanta and got stomped in the bins. So blame it on the refs all you want. Falcons don't ever get calls. We're not known for getting calls. So if you're going to say we got a couple, thank goodness. We've also not gotten a lot before.
If you wanna complain about the Falcons getting bailed out, shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Stupidest thing I could ever hear.
I will say, what a heart attack to start the game, huh, bud? That's crazy.
First play of scrimmage, I'm so hyped, and Bijan launches a ball 30 yards out of his hands downfield for a fumble, and I'm like, are we about to get the brakes knocked off of us after beating the Commanders?
And then we got a penalty was on the Bills. So if you want to complain about one call of us getting bailed out, that I'll give you that, maybe. But in a way, I guess it wouldn't have. Maybe it wouldn't matter since we still won by 10, right?
There's a line of scrimmage, Kramer. Though there's a line that for the defense you're not allowed to be across that line, right? Because that'd be cheating. That'd be cheating, and the Bills were cheating.
Yeah. But hey,
that.
I wanna just shout out the offensive line. They did a heck of a job today. They were protecting Penix as well as possible, and they were really, our rush offense is insane. Our running offense is looking, I couldn't believe my eyes on some of these plays where the holes were so big for Robinson and Tyler Algier to run through. Shout out, first touchdown of the game, our boy Tyler Algier. Attaboy.
That was so great, man. And I will say this too, guys like MJ stepping up when Jake Matthews goes out in the first half. You see, that is your best offensive lineman, your highest paid offensive lineman, who is Mr. Reliable. I think it's 183 straight games he's played without an injury. He started 183 games. He goes out, he's walking. So I'm hoping he's going to be good for San Francisco because we're going to need him like crazy. Let me tell you something. MJ stepped up. I'm really, really proud to see the depth and how everyone has that next man up mentality on the team. Because when you talk about your left tackle, man, like that's the last offensive lineman you want to go down. Maybe your center, but really your left tackle. And I'm really proud of the team. I feel like a dad talking to kids, but it's, at the same time, it's true. Like I'm so proud to be a Falcon fan. And,
it's just nice to see things click. It's like could bring a tear to my eye seeing, because I believe this team. I believe these players. This is some of the best offensive players, and now I'm starting to think some of the best defensive players we've had in a very long time. And like you said, I feel like a proud dad. It could bring a tear to my eye. All these years we've been waiting, and when this team clicks, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they look almost unstoppable. It's crazy. Kenny, I do want to ask you a question here because I got a pretty outlandish answer for this, but it's just something that made me laugh. What's your favorite play of the game?
My favorite play of the game. Wow. So there's a lot of them. I have to say the D. Alford pick when Josh Allen's getting frustrated and just airmails one across the middle like a rookie quarterback. That was probably my favorite play. But it seems like you got one that's really juicing you up. I want to hear it.
It's not juicing me up because we scored. It wasn't Bijan Robinson's 81-yard touchdown, even though that was phenomenal. It wasn't Drake London freaking stretching the course across the line to make sure he got in. It wasn't Tyler Algier. He went out of his way to hit that safety going into the end zone for no reason. He said, "Get out of
contact, man.
I'm on face." It was a random play that everyone's going to forget about, but it just makes me laugh because we cut this guy, brought him back onto the practice squad, and now he's on the active roster. We're just tush-pushing with Felipe Franks now.
Wow. He might be the MVP of the game if you really think about the clutch moments. He gets that first down, and then he comes into the game to fake a tush-push to get us an automatic first down for an offside. Felipe Franks gets a game freaking ball, dude. Give that guy a game ball for being just an absolute mind wrecker.
Now, do not get me wrong. If he got in there and we didn't convert that, or he fumbled or something, I'd be like, oh, so the Falcons haven't changed at all. They're just wearing a mask. Okay,
right.
That's it. Because that is such like an Arthur Smith play of where you just get so cute with it for with what this guy that was on our quarterback depth chart, and then now he's a tight end. But that is just so typical, Falcons to make some outlandish play like that for no reason. Nobody asked for it. Nobody wanted this. And then we fumble and, lose it. But all good. Hey,
dude,
we don't have to talk about that.
We have clearly been hurt so many years. Do you think fan bases come on here and talk like this other than Falcons? No. Because you know why?
Maybe Cowboys fans.
Cowboys fans have a whole bunch of problems that have nothing to do with Felipe Franks. I can tell you that right now. Zach Robinson, let's talk about him for a second, because the Felipe Franks thing, those are his play calls. I actually kind of love it because it was so I think even the Bills were like, what is going on right now? I have no clue. He also totally fell asleep at the wheel in the third quarter.
He went back up to the booth.
He was taking a snooze up in the booth again real quick. He's like, no, 21 points, guys. That should have been a touchdown too. 20. He probably thought it was 28-7. At half, he's like, hey, I ran back up to the booth before I saw the replay. Sorry, boys.
Yeah, he was like, the defense has got this. I don't have to do anything else.
He did a really good job today too, getting our playmakers the ball and really making sure that even when they are being targeted, because they're who we have. We have no backup depth at wide receiver right now. He still made sure they got the ball. So I'm a heavy Zach Robinson criticizer. I want to make sure he gets his flowers. That's a well-called game for the most part. Three out of 4 quarters. In the future, we're going to play games where we need 4 quarters of good play. And that doesn't mean that the defense is going to stop it. I understand this is the NFL. You're not going to score on every drive. You're not going to score on 75% of your drives, but we need to be closer to that 75 than 50 if we're going to go to the playoffs and have a run.
Yeah. And, that kind of that brings me into the transition of let's go ahead and preview week 7, man. I mean, revenge game, like always. Stand on business, 10 toes down. Atlanta Falcons, Sunday night primetime game against the San Francisco 49ers. Shanahan.
Yeah, and I really hope it's a Shanahan game. Like, I really hope he blows it like he's done for us so many times. And one thing I noticed, I watched the 49ers game this past week specifically to try to get a look at what we got. Like, a lot of talented guys in that offense, but their offensive line is letting Mac Jones get ragdolled against pressure, against defenses that have decent pressure. I have a feeling that if I'm the Falcons and I'm Jeff Ulbrich, like, I'm going to be chomping at the bit to go hit this guy. Like, Mac Jones may get carted off the field in 6 pieces.
Well, I think 49er fans are looking to see Brock Purdy return, but I'm not sure so much about his injury and his timeline. But like you said, Mac Jones, I won't discredit this guy because he's looked pretty good. I mean, if I had Christian McCaffrey, I'd probably look halfway decent myself. However, they got Jawan Jennings, their star wide receiver right now, because Ricky Parcell is hurt. Brandon Ayuk is hurt. Jawan Jennings just came out saying he has 5 broken ribs, a rolled ankle, and a hurt wrist. And that's their starting wide receiver. However, Shanahan did come out today and say that George Kittle will be good to go on Sunday. So that is a scary threat because Kittle, when healthy, is one of the healthiest or one of the best tight ends in this entire league, without a doubt.
What he does, I mean, yes, he can catch the football, but what he adds to run blocking and how effective he is down the field is scary when you got a guy like Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. What I really like is something we hinted at and what we've mentioned is these linebackers are fast and physical, right? So, it's going to be interesting to see, like, if Devine or Ellis have to line up and guard George when he's going out for routes. Can they do that? And can they also go cause some havoc on those screenplays to McCaffrey? Like, they're going to have to be what they've been all season. And I think they will. Like, I'm not worried about them. For the first time in a while, I'm not worried about backers for this team.
So no Dalton Kincaid with the Bills tonight, right? However, Dawson Knox catches 2 catches and has that 1 touchdown. We adjusted so fast to that. You didn't hear Dawson Knox's name once after that happened. He never showed up in the game again.
No, and that play was a classic case of like, okay, so like can't get home every time. They had good pass protection. Josh Allen was sitting in the pocket and had a little extra time. He baited Jesse Bates forward with a great look off, and he fit a seam that was a foot wide to get it to him. Right, that's what an MVP caliber quarterback should do.
Yeah,
it was a great job. Hats off. It's going to happen.
And they got. I mean, everybody knows if you have a pulse and you're into the NFL, you know the 49ers are riddled with injuries, not just offensively but
Fred
defensively.
Warner last week, dude, just literally yesterday. That's a tough loss.
Yeah, Nick Bosa also Nick Bosa dealing with something as well, I believe. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing in that game, but Fred Warner is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest part of that defense, especially that linebacker core. I mean, if our offense plays like we did today, I think Bijan has another game exactly like tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see, man. I'm very excited to see coming out of 2 really good games.
Yeah,
from Bijan. They're going to have to do a lot. So what that's going to mean is we got to get Darnell Mooney or Ray on the field, or have a guy this week get flown in from another team for a trade to have a wide receiver too that's effective, because we're going to have to rely on Penix. And I think what we've seen in these victories so far is Penix doesn't have to be a world beater for us to go out and win games. He just needs to be effective in delivering the ball to our guys. He's a little stuck on his first route, like his main receiver every play. He seems to have trouble going through progression. I'd also love to see him scramble a little bit. There's times where it's like, dude, take off. But I think he's going to have to use that. Like, we're going to have to lean on Penix And we're Penix riders around here, so we're gonna Penix ride all day long in that game. And I think he's gonna step up to it, man. Because even when he doesn't, I have full faith in the defense, and that just feels so good, man. Like my head sleeps on two cold sides of the pillow at night because I know we got this Falcons defense playing out of their minds.
The one thing, like, the 49ers are one of those teams, right, that they're not in our conference, but I absolutely hate their guts because of Kyle Shanahan. You know, a little bit of history for those who might not remember. Kyle Shanahan decided not to keep running the ball in the Super Bowl. So thanks for that, buddy. I've been saying this for years on my old burner account on Twitter that I no longer use. But I've been cursing his name for years. I've been doing, anything from voodoo dolls to a little bit of black magic, just making sure that he is unsuccessful. And I have loved every time he's made it to the Super Bowl and has lost in crushing ways. It's this, outside of the Saints, this is, in fact, the team I hate the most in the NFL. Not because they're fans, not because they're players. I like their players. This is a team we absolutely have to beat. And yes, tonight we beat the Bills, and I'm ecstatic and so happy that we beat the Bills. However, we can't get excited, can't think too far ahead. We got to put our nose to the grindstone and just keep on clicking and doing exactly what we did tonight.
Yeah, and also to land on the hate of the 49ers, my real hate for the 49ers actually came back in 2013 when we were up 17-0 in the NFC Championship game, and Colin Kaepernick came and beat our ass to go to the Super Bowl. That still hurts me to my core. Like, that's one of those pain games where you're like, man, this team is good enough to go win it all, and we just literally got careless. So look, there's a lot of hate that Falcons fans carry for the 49ers. I can't wait to go, hopefully, put belt to ass, get the work done, and come back. Dude, if we come out of this game 4-2 and go 3-0 in our hardest stretch of the year, sky's the limit, man. I mean, it really is. And I mean, look, in the division, Carolina's picking up steam.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers
surprisingly
look good, man.
Yeah.
They're winning it in the hard-nosed ways. That's what playoff teams do. But I just watched my Falcons do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched them do it in a lot of ways.
We got to sweep the Saints. We gotta trade off with the Panthers and the Bucs still. So it's going to be an interesting rest of the season. But Kenny, I just want to hear any last notes from tonight's game, and how well are you going to sleep tonight?
Like a baby, dude. I mean, I'm gonna sleep like a baby. I have dreams and hope, and going to sleep with good dreams and hope as an Atlanta fan. These nights haven't come very often. So I'm going to really relish this one, and I hope you do too, and I hope all the fans do also.
They're earned for sure, man. The last note I have to say about the game is happy birthday, Ruck. Got a nice sack for his birthday on that team. Love trying to pronounce his last name, but that's
yeah, he sounds like sounds like Scooby Doo getting all riled up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just gonna start barking when he makes plays from now on. That's what we're going to start doing around here. Good call out, though, and that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, man, rise up. And let's go and talk about some of the other teams, the 285, what's going on around Atlanta, baby.
Yeah, I'll start off with you, too. So talk a little bit about the Braves, and we're also going to kind of work this into a little this day in the A. And it's actually a good one. It's a shining moment. It's actually in Game 7 of the NLCS, this day in history. The Braves scored 3 runs at the bottom of the 9th to win 3-2. So that was awesome to get to head to the World Series. Unfortunately, we know how that went. But, man, those 90s Braves were just a blast. Growing up, my dad would wake me up when I was little and be like, come in here, you got to watch this. This is like get me out of bed, which was sick as a kid. To be like, hey, come watch sports with Dad at a late time. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate how awesome that was. And it actually leads me into a little Braves news for you. I have been a avid supporter of David Ross becoming the next skipper. I really hope that's what happens for us here. This past week, we're not going to talk about it on this pod. I'm also an Auburn fan. So I'm watching Auburn on Saturday, getting excited for Sunday. And I see who else is at the game but Brian Snicker, Chipper Jones, Tim Hudson, who's an Auburn guy, bringing them with him. But who's tagging along with Brian Snicker? It's David Ross.
No way.
David Ross with Brian Snicker and multiple reporters who were there who do both Auburn and Braves were like, hey, David, like, any chance we're going to see you in Atlanta next year? He refused to, like, even engage in conversation about it, which to me is a very good thing for my hunch.
Not counting your chickens before they hatch.
Not counting, yeah, exactly right. But, man, I think that'd be a really good fit, and maybe I'll eat those words later on, but on paper, it's like, Braves guy, coming back, great experience, winner as a skipper already. I think he'd be great, man. So that was my exciting bit of Braves for you.
Nice. And I'll take this opportunity if we're just going to talk baseball. I was, trying to even get into postseason baseball, but honestly, I just can't do it. My heart's not in it. I wanted to see Detroit go far. They looked really good, and, their pitcher, Skewball, is fun to watch. However, I just can't watch it, but as long as the Dodgers don't win, man.
It's everyone against the Dodgers, man. Seriously, like
it's everyone against the Dodgers,
guys, man. It's unbelievable. Deferring money, they're a bunch of crooks, dude. Anyway, we'll get away from that. That's not Atlanta.
Hey, we'll talk some good basketball now. Let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks. They also, the other important game, not important game really, because it's preseason, that happened tonight in Atlanta was Atlanta Hawks versus the Miami Heat. You want to start off with that?
Yeah, I'll actually take it back real quick. Just talk about the first two games leading up to this. Played the Rockets without KD, but lost to the Rockets. Played a lot of good basketball, though. Getting to see guys like Nah and Porzingis kind of get going. Shaking some rust off out on the court in a game situation. The Memphis game, let me tell you something. It's a preseason game. I'm not trying to get too stoked here, but Jalen Johnson might be him. And when we talked to Connor on that season, where we had him preview, there's a lot of Ricochet and Jalen Johnson talk. Jalen Johnson had 20 points, 7 rebounds in only 3 quarters of play. And there's also a photo that I'm probably going to upload for the preseason game this upcoming week before the end of the preseason. Last one. He had a dunk that, I'm not kidding you, shades of LeBron James. It was unreal, and the still photo is something I might actually have to get a poster of. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Send that to me. I did not see that.
Oh,
yeah,
I'll send it to you. It'll get you going. It'll get you excited about the Hawks season coming up. But that all saying, we had a lot of guys play. Ricochet, 16 points in that game. Porzingis, 13 points. All shooting 3-pointers, too, which looks good when you can extend like that, man. It just opens up the court. So hot.
I'm excited to see some 3-pointers this season, man. That's not just from Trey, most of the time.
Yeah. And he's still banging them, too, though. But I really like what I've seen from Trey. I don't think he even played in this game against Miami.
No.
But he's really focused on delivering the ball to his teammates, like we talked about. Like, we'd love to see those point numbers come down a bit and assists to stay above 10. Because if that's happening, he's still going to get his points. Like, he's going to average 20 points. Like, he's a good scorer, and he draws so much attention. But, man, if these other guys can play their roles like we talked about, special season. But get into Miami here. Something exciting did happen tonight in OT.
Yeah, it's crazy how this game went because, football wasn't happening, then this definitely would have been the most entertaining game of the night. Hawks go into half tied 54-54. They end the fourth quarter tied 102-102. And then we are losing near the end of overtime. Come back with 2 back-to-back unanswered threes, and then we get Caleb Houston for a 3-pointer to win the game in overtime.
So sick, dude.
That's amazing. That's so cool. That's awesome.
I mean, it's so exciting, too. And it sucks that, nobody was there for the game because the Falcons were playing right next door. You know what I mean?
The game that happened.
Yeah, the game that nobody saw. I mean, really. And it was also exciting. I pulled up stat lines, too. Like, you look at guys who are going to need to play role players for smaller minutes who got a ton of time tonight. But our first-round pick, Asa Newell, in limited minutes, had 19 points and 8 rebounds. Young guys performing in the preseason give me hope that when their numbers called in the regular season, they're going to be able to produce for us at a high clip. Man, that got me excited. And so preseason, it doesn't mean anything after a week. It's going to be 0-0. I really like what I'm seeing from these guys. That's got me excited about what the Hawks can do, and it's going to be fun to be able to bounce between them and the Falcons, both seeming to have a lot of excitement coming into this season, man.
Yeah, we might be having a very excited holiday season coming up with our sports. So it's a lot of fun to watch, man. It's excited. I don't know. Maybe it's just the adrenaline I still have from tonight's game, but you know, any time that a Falcons team or a Atlanta sports team for that matter can put a smile on your face while you lay your head to rest is a great day. And you can't take those lightly because they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, man. And dude, you said it, like my face is hurting from smiling tonight. Like I'm gonna
go back and watch this recording, and I've been giggling and smirking the whole time.
And I love it, man. Hey, Kramer, you deserve it. You deserve it.
With the amount of anxiety and panic attacks these teams have given me over the years, I deserve something nice.
You deserve it. You go check the tone of that Carolina Panthers podcast we did, and this was just like night and day different. There's like pain and pure ecstasy.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, no other sports really going on around the league right now, I don't think.
Yeah. Atlanta United is still continually doing bad. Just go ahead and regroup in the offseason. You guys figure it out.
Again,
we'll have a preview with that eventually, or we'll have maybe an end of a season recap with that. But right now, it's like each week I feel myself doing an update with them, and it's the same thing almost every time. It's nothing that new or exciting is happening. So I don't want to waste another 5 minutes of a listener's time with just saying, well, this happened again.
Well, listen, we lost. We can do, let's also keep this on a very high note, which I got a text from a buddy of mine from high school, Jake. Shout out Jake for this. He texted me after the game. He listens to the pod. He's super excited about the Falcons. He said, why not us, right? And I got to tell you, like I was about to run through my fireplace, which is the real truth. As we look ahead with this team and the schedule, dude, why not the Falcons, man? I hope we start hearing national media focusing on more than just Bijan with this team, because there's a lot of absolute studs. Man, why not us? Let's go make an absolute killing of this middle of the season and come out with people putting us in their second, third playoff bracket, right? And do something different.
We got statement games after statement games, honestly, to keep coming. The Bills' huge win. I mean, I feel even happier than I did last year when we beat the Eagles on that. Also, no, that was a Thursday night game. No, it was a Monday night game as well. That's crazy.
The Eagles
Look at that. Yeah. All right. I mean, don't let up and you keep grinding. That's all I got to say about this team. We saw tonight, so now there's absolutely no more excuses. We went against a good offensive Bills team, a good defensive Bills team. Just one of the top teams in the NFL for sure, and we came out there and made them look like our kids. So there's Zach Robinson, no excuse anymore. I mean, we've seen it
2 weeks in a row now.
Don't you run pistols 16 times in a row.
Don't you go take naps. Don't go back to that booth, man. I'm going to staple your feet to the sideline. And here's the other thing, too. I look back to that Panthers loss and what Bijan said coming out of that, and all the pressure from the media that got immediately thrown on Raheem and Zach. We did it, too. Well, what does pressure make, Kramer? It makes diamonds. It makes diamonds, and maybe that's exactly what this team needed to go searching its soul for an identity. And if the reason we're a 10-plus win team this season is because of a really crappy, soul-sucking loss to the Panthers, a sacrifice my heart is willing to take, man. Let's see what we got. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, man. All right, any last words you want to say about anything?
Dude, we them boys, why not us?
Absolutely, man. Anybody's that doubting us, go ahead, man. Everybody get back in the car because we're running right now and winning the South. I'll put it down there right now. And hey, everybody, thank you again for listening to another great episode, happy episode, ecstatic episode of the Atlanta Sports Special. And whether you flew here or you grew here, we appreciate having you.
Rise up, baby.
ATL on the rise, you know how we do. Peachtree dreams, dirty birds flying through. From the gridiron to the diamond, courts to the pitch. We reppin' ATL sports, every team, every niche. ATL, where the flames ignite. From Truist Park to the bins at night. Dreams take flight, hearts soar high. United we stand, reaching for the sky.